Hello everybody, my name is Big Large and welcome back to the Kill Count. Today, we're covering a fantastic movie, No Country for Old Men. I guess it's book month because we're covering another adaptation. The original novel was written by Cormac McCarthy. Yes, the same Cormac McCarthy that wrote Blood Meridian. This movie was directed by the Coen brothers, the same people that brought us Fargo and The Big Lebowski. In this movie, a ruthless and unstoppable hitman chases down an unlucky hillbilly for $2 million. Can he outwit the killing machine and come out unscathed? Let's find out and get to the kills. Before we do though, I've noticed that like 97% of you aren't subscribed. If you guys enjoy the kill counts and want more of them, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. The movie opens up with landscape shots of Texas mountains and an old man rambling about how he's been a sheriff for a long time and how he caught a murderer that did it solely for the love of the game. We see a man with a shitty haircut being detained and what is that? An oxygen tank? Anyways, they make their way down to the station and he talks on the phone about the arrest. The man he arrested sneaks up behind him and chokes him with his handcuffs. Holy shit, this is terrible. He keeps struggling, yet it seems like there's nothing he can do to stop this. When he dies, he just ragdolls on the ground. The killer cleans his hands and leaves with his little tank. He steals a cop car and pulls a man over. He tells him to step out of the car and hold still. Then he kills him with his weapon. Why did he just let that happen? The thing he's using is called a captive bolt gun, so I'll just call it that. We see our main character, Llewellyn Moss, hunting deer. He goes down to retrieve the deer's body and stumbles upon a crime scene. I count 11 gang members dead in a drug deal gone wrong. He opens a car door and finds a survivor. He's fatally wounded and asks for water in Spanish. Louis tells him that he doesn't have any and takes his loot. He asks him where the last guy went, but the man just asks him to close the door because there's wolves. Our pro tag walks off and goes to look for him. He finds his dead body under a tree with a gun and a briefcase full of $2 million. If I found that, John, you'd never see me again, oh god. He goes back home and stashes the guns he found on the man. He has a cute interaction with his wife before he goes to bed.
Running that mouth of yours, I'm gonna take you in the back and screw you.
The crime scene has been keeping him awake, so he gets up in the middle of the night to go back. Before he leaves, he talks to his wife like he's not expecting to come back.
If I don't come back, you tell Mother I love her.
Your mother's dead, Llewellyn.
Well, then I'll tell her myself.
He finally brings water for the hombre, however it's too late, he's already been murdered. Nigga was dying of thirst like 10 hours ago when you first saw him, he was a goner anyways. Keep your damn water, Llewellyn. He turns around and hears two guys speaking Spanish. He runs but they shoot at him. They chase him down in their truck and hit him in the back. He swims away in a creek and they send a dog after him. After he gets back on dry land, he shoots the dog. Some time passes showing that he made it away injured but alive. Meanwhile, our mystery man stops for gas in the middle of nowhere. He gets defensive when the worker asks where he's from. He apologizes and awkwardly tries to end the interaction, but the barbershop victim keeps toying with him.
Thank you to the Coens for being crazy enough to think that I could do that and put one of the most horrible haircuts on history over my head.
Anton, or fuck, I wasn't supposed to say his name yet. As most of you may know, this guy's name is Anton Sugar. He ominously asks what the most he's ever lost in a coin toss, and then flips a coin. The old man refuses to call it since he doesn't know what the stakes are, yet Anton insists he does. He ends up just saying heads. It's heavily implied that if he gets it wrong, the guy will kill him, so he might as well just, damn it, you got it right. Good for him, he gets so bliffed to see another day. He said to keep the coin he flipped somewhere safe, because that's his lucky coin. Now we're back at the Moss household. Mr. Moss knows that he's in trouble and doesn't want to get his 19-year-old wife involved, so he sends her to her mother's place. Some guys hire our protagonist to look for the guy who took their money. The Mishima Zaibatsu does not play about their cash. They give him a receiver that helps him track the suitcase, and he just guns them down. We finally get an introduction to our narrator. Sheriff Ed Tom Bell shows up to a familiar crime scene. He discovered what Anton did at the beginning of the movie when he stole the cop car and killed the other guy for his. They come across the other scene and he points out Louis' truck. They surmise that since there's two different sets of bodies, there was a drug deal gone wrong and then later an execution. The next scene opens with a familiar oxygen tank entering a familiar house. He shoots the lock off and looks around their house. He gets a bottle of milk and watches the inactive TV before leaving to ask his landlady where Llewellyn is. He tries to intimidate her into telling him where he works, but she don't give a fuck. Meanwhile, the man of the hour is sending his wife away to her mother's place. She talks about having a real bad feeling about this, and about how worried she is for his safety. However, she does not get through to him. The two sheriffs show up to Lulu's camper and notice the milk has been taken out recently. Lee Harvey Oswald drinks the milk the other guy left while they discuss why Llewellyn is on the run. Gross. Our titular character gets a cheap motel and hides his money in an air vent. He pushes it really far away for some reason. Homeboy goes boot shopping with the money and treats his wound in the bathroom. When he gets back, he notices the curtains of his room are open, meaning someone broke in. He has no plan of finding out, so he doesn't even fuck around by paying his driver to go to another motel. In the morning, they find out that there was no bullet in the man they found earlier. Scenes like this feel kind of pointless when we know what really happened. Like, it's interesting seeing it from an outsider's perspective, I guess, but it doesn't really have an impact on the story. Moss gets ready to defend himself by making his own sawed-off. Then he buys another room behind his old one. The force of nature has spent all night and day tracking Llewellyn down. His receiver tells him that he's somewhat close. He passes by his room, and it goes crazy. He buys a room and gets ready to retrieve his money. At the same time, Moss is reaching for the bag in the vent. He shoots the lock off with a bolt gun and finds some random guy reaching for a gun. He shoots his arm and he breaks it, holy shit! Then he kills him with a shot to the chest? He shoots a warning shot at the closet and some jabroni comes out of the bathroom with an Uzi and tries to kill him. He blows his ass down and goes to confirm the kill, but he sees someone else in the bathroom mirror. When he's caught, he begs for his life in Spanish. Anton asks how he found the case, but he keeps begging. What the fuck was he doing there? He doesn't even have a weapon. Since the man is of no use to him, he just kills him. Before he does though, he closes the curtain so he doesn't ruin his swag. Right after that, he takes off his boots and looks for the suitcase. I know them dogs barking. Somehow, he gets the wise idea to check in the vent. He sees a bunch of scrape marks and no suitcase. Louis already made off with the cash. It seems like he knew that someone was going to come after him, so he hid it in the vent. When he saw the curtains move, it confirmed his suspicion, so he bought a room behind it to get the money and split. Since Anton went crazy and killed those other guys, the company hires a charismatic hitman who used to know him, named Carson Wells. He checks into another hotel and asks a receptionist to call his room if absolutely anybody checks in. He struggles to fall asleep again because he has a feeling that he's been found out, so he looks in the suitcase and finds the tracker. He calls the receptionist, but no answer. Since we don't see him again in the movie, I'll just put him on the count. He arms himself as he hears footsteps near his door. He shoots the door and makes his way out of the room through the window with the money. He falls out and goes around to misdirect Sugar, but it doesn't work and he gets shot anyways. He goes around the corner for cover and sees a truck passing by. He stops him and tries to hitchhike, but the ruthless killing machine shoots him in the neck and then head. Llewellyn takes over driving duties and ends up crashing the truck. I love how we barely see Anton this scene, only the destruction he causes. It makes him even scarier. He goes to check if Moss is dead or not and gets shot when he springs up behind him. He walks him down and keeps shooting. Anton runs away, but he left a trail of blood showing that Moss actually got him. If it bleeds, it can be killed. He keeps walking and sees the Mexican border. He walks along it and sees a bunch of random guys. He pays them $500 for their jacket and beer. He throws the suitcase into a little ravine by the border, then sneaks into Mexico. He wakes up on the street to a mariachi band and pays them to take him to the hospital. Anton needs some medical supplies, but just doesn't want to pay, I guess. So he creates a diversion using a car nearby and takes some stuff behind the pharmacist counter. We see his precise and effective treatment of the wound. He sterilizes the area, picks the bullet fragments out, and bandages up. He never flinches the whole time, too. It's given that scene where the T-800 fixes his arm. Carson visits Llewellyn with flowers. He's shocked when he finds out he went toe-to-toe with the force in nature and lived. He tells him there's no way he'll catch up with him again because he got rid of the tracker, but Carson warns him that he'll still be able to find him. He implores him to give the money back, but he won't budge. He also lets him know that Anton knows where his wife is and that he might kill her as revenge. Louis gets the bright idea to give Anton some money, but the hitman shuts it down because he knows that's not what he's after, and he'll just kill him for pissing him off. Wells wants to protect him, but he's not very responsive. Sheriff Bell meets up with Carla Jean and lets her know that her man is in grave danger, then rambles on about some random bullshit.
Student watches porn and gets naked.
Why are you telling me that, Sheriff?
I don't know.
Carson finds the case right where Moss left it and checks into the same hotel the other guy did. He goes upstairs. Jesus Christ!
Hello, Carson. Let's go to your room.
Carson tries to reason with Anton with money, like a few hours after saying he can't be reasoned with. He says that he knows where the suitcase is, but his executioner is skeptical. When he realizes that he's not getting out of there alive, he just starts insulting him, calling him insane and telling him to go to hell. The phone rings and he just kills Carson. He picks it up and it's Llewellyn calling for help. Mr. Sugar tells him that if he doesn't return the money, he's gonna kill his wife. He says not to beg for his life because he's gonna kill him anyways. This feels so hopeless because he demonstrated that he'll find him no matter where he goes, so he can't just return the money and run. And Carla Jean doesn't deserve to die because of this. Llewellyn Moss responds by threatening him. The cops discuss the crime scene in Del Rio and Bell complains about how violent the country is. Lulu tries to get back into the United States and gets pressed by the same border officer he sneaked past. He starts off hating, but does a 180 when he found out that he's a veteran. Goes back to the same shop he got the boots from and asks for the rest of his clothes. He gets the suitcase back from the river and calls up his girl. He says that he wants to meet her at the motel in El Paso so he can give her the money and send her to another country. He thinks that if she's out of reach and he doesn't have the money, then Anton has no leverage. Him underestimating his opposition will be his downfall, especially in opposition of this magnitude. Carla Jean questions his plan and asks what he's going to do about her mom.
What am I supposed to do with Mother?
No, she'll be all right.
She'll be all right?
Ain't nobody gonna bother her.
In the next scene, Sugar strolls into the CEO's meeting and just guns him down. God damn! He says he's punishing him because he sent the Mexicans in the hotel to help because he didn't trust him to do it himself. We see this interaction between the man he was in the meeting with.
You going to shoot me?
That depends. Do you see me?
going to count this as a kill because earlier Wells said that people who have seen him haven't survived to talk about it. Carla Jean and her mom are making their way to a bus station to go to El Paso, and they're tailed by some gangsters. One of them help her mom with her bags, and she tells them they're going to El Paso. All while that happens, her daughter calls Belle to go to their location. Anton tricks a man into helping him with his broke down car at the side of the road. After asking for directions to the airport, he just kills him and takes his truck. It just skips over his death though, because I feel like there's been so much violence that showing it is unnecessary at this point. In the hotel waiting for his wife, a woman flirts with Llewellyn. He reciprocates. Later, Belle comes to the hotel and hears gunfire and sees a few guys peeling off. He runs to the commotion. We see a dead body floating in the pool. He walks to the rooms and see a bloodied man crawling away. Then he sees Llewellyn! Carla Jean shows up later that night and breaks down when she finds out. It seems like fate finally caught up to him. We get another scene of Belle and an old head complaining about how violent everything is, and about kids with dyed hair? Anyways, he goes back to the scene where he found Llewellyn and looks around. He notices the air duct has been taken out with a coin, like last night. He shows up to his friend's house, who's an old man, to, say it with me now y'all, complain about violence! Apparently, Carla Jean's mom died off-screen of cancer. After the funeral, she goes home and sees Anton's truck outside, finds him in her room, and she tries to reason with him. He said that her husband had the chance to save her, but he didn't. Just like before, he flips a coin and tells her to call it. She calls him crazy and says she's not gonna do it, and points out that whether she calls it or not, what he does is his choice. But he ends up killing her because she didn't call it. When he leaves, he gets T-boned by someone running a red light. God damn! The crash kills the guy that slammed into him. His arm is broken so bad, the bone is sticking out of his skin. Some kids ask if he's alright, and he pays him $100 for the shirt, and skedaddles before the cops show up. He's not some unstoppable killing machine with a code of ethics. He's just some lunatic that's really good at killing people. This is proof. Carla Jean said it, Carson Wells said it. He's just insane, but he's also just human. Like how Llewellyn got unlucky when he found the shootout, he got unlucky when the car hit him. He also paid someone for the clothes off their back, just like Louis did. If he bleeds, he can be killed. The movie ends with Ed Tom Bell describing his dreams to his wife. 31 people died in the entire movie. Runtime of 122 minutes, that leaves us with a kill on average every 3 minutes and 55 seconds. The award for coolest kill goes to that one Mexican guy whose arm got broken by the gun. I watched the movie when I was little and it's been in my memory ever since. The way his forearm hangs onto his arm by his tendon is so graphic. The award for the lamest kill goes to Lulu. I don't like how he was randomly killed like that. I guess that's the point, but fuck that! Who's done dirty?